Hey, my name is Fan Fantasy and I cover tactical and immersive games like Gunner Heat PC. And this time we're going to be trying out one of the newer missions in Gunner Heat PC, which features the new PT-76 amphibious light tank. And before we go on this playthrough, I do want to talk about this unique light tank that was made and used by the Soviets and Warsaw Pact. The PT-76 was designed in 1948 and came into service in 1952. And it slowly phased out in 1967 when the BMP was more flexible for its role. In total, the vehicle can crew up to 3. There's the commander who's also the gunner, and we got the loader and driver. This light tank was designed for Europe in mind with forests, rivers, and marshes. The Soviets needed a light tank that could travel across the water and was small and nimble enough to go through the forest. It was not designed to take on heavier tanks, but to scout out and to do reconnaissance type missions until the main tanks can roll in. This light tank was capable of supporting infantry and taking out enemy fortifications. In terms of the fire control systems, the armament of this tank, the PT-76 is mainly equipped with the 76mm D56T rifled gun. It also has the 7.62mm PKT coaxial machine gun. As you can see here, it uses the TSHK-66 series gunsights. You'll notice it's somewhat similar to the T-55 gunsights, but with less options. On the sights, you'll see from the left, AP, HE frag, and the coaxial machine gun range. Gunner Heat PC, we have APCR rounds, which stand for Armor Piercing Composite Rigid rounds. Also got heat rounds and HE frag rounds, which I'll talk about in a bit. The HE frags have a slight flatter trajectory, which I'll show you guys in a bit, and how to use the main gun. On an interesting note, I did my own tests and research in Gunner Heat PC, and the heat rounds are actually capable of knocking out the M60s at around 1000 meters. So if you need to engage, then use the heat rounds. And sadly, there were many problems with the PT-76 that couldn't be solved by smaller upgrades, and the BMPs became a popular choice for the Warsaw Pacts. Hope you guys find this information a little bit helpful, and now I'll move on to showing you how the main gun works in Gunner Heat PC. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the PT-76 gun sights. One thing you'll notice is that there's no range stadia for you to determine or measure the distance of your target. So what I highly recommend is setting your range to about 500 meters for now and go from high or low from there. I highly recommend using the HUD on the bottom left to determine the accurate range. You can also use control mouse wheel up and down to control the range. And let's just say that green square is our target. So I'm going to use my coaxial machine gun and I'm going to use APCR rounds to shoot the target. So let's just say that is about 500 meters. I'm going to fire and see if the tracers hit it. So it is hitting. And I'm going to switch to my APCR rounds and fire. And target. So this actually works for heat rounds as well too. I'm gonna measure that distance using the coaxial machine gun. Let's just say about maybe 800 meters. Maybe a little higher. Well, maybe 1,000. Yep, 1,000 is hitting it. So I'm gonna use the heat rounds to fire and on the way. And target. So that also works for heat rounds. I'm gonna show you guys frag rounds as well too. Let's just say that is about 700 meters and target. So we're gonna use the HE frag rounds, and HE frag rounds are lower in trajectory, so they do fire flat and on the way and target. And usually you would use it against maybe infantry or fortifications or whatever like that. We don't have them in Gunner Heat PC yet, but they might be useful in the future. So if you ever need to face off against the M60s, I highly recommend you use heat rounds because they are very effective in destroying the M60s. So let me show you guys. And alright, now and target. And the M60 is now destroyed. And I'll show you once more. That is about 1,000 meters as well too, and on the way, and target. And he's also on fire too. And so that's how you use the PT-76. So in short, highly recommend setting the range to about 500 meters, adjust high or low from there, and use heat rounds against tanks if you need to engage against them. And use the coaxial machine gun to determine the range if you need to. So the mission here is called Reservist Recon that features the new PT-76, and our objective is to look for the assembling areas in 3 possible locations and the enemy consists of tanks, APCs, and helicopters. There is a thin screening element of APCs that are holding the front line, as well as patrol helicopters and some tanks. And so looking at the map here, we can see that there are 2 possible assembling areas in the north and 1 on the south. Our route will be moving up along this main road and moving into the trees. And we're gonna go around the assembling areas up north, and if we don't get any positive IDs on the assembling areas, then we'll move westwards and go south into assembling area position 3, and we'll call in artillery from there. And once we make contact, we will be falling back into our sharp positions. So if we do encounter them in 1 and 2, then we'll immediately fall back to our start position. Alright, so I'm gonna pause the mission for us, and let's move along this main road up here. So one of the neat things I found in my research is that the Vietnamese army still uses the PT-76 to this day, and even for search and rescue operations. And I've seen videos of them towing cars out of like floods and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat that they still use it for stuff like that. So I'm gonna manually set our range to about 500 meters for now. Alright, so we're gonna go off-road right here. But I'm also curious to know if you guys prefer the BRDM or the PT-76 as your reconnaissance vehicle. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Personally, I would prefer the BRDM just because it's much faster to control. And obviously PT-76 is a little bit more slower. But there's more versatility with this as well too. Alright, so we're going to move along the tree lines right here. I'm going to try to be observant as we're moving along these tree lines. See what we get from here. Oh, there is a M113 right there, and let's range it. 500 meters, and firing now. Target. Let's get a heat round. And firing now. Alright, target destroyed. Our second PT-76 destroyed him. And yep, he is falling behind. Sometimes the AI doesn't like following along tree lines, but we're gonna have to try our best to use it. And we're gonna move into this open area right here. Let's try our best to space up about 50 meters apart. Let's do wedge. So to our left should be where the assembling area one is at. Shoot, that is a tank. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to engage it. Say about 600 meters and firing. I think that might have missed him. Ooh, hit and on the way. Ooh, that got him. That got him good. Oh, he's still up. There you go. Target destroyed. I don't know if our second PT-76 is alive. I heard that hit. And we're going to keep moving because I'm sure the helicopters are going to make their way here. So while we do that, I'm going to restock quickly. I do hear a heli nearby, so we're going to try to be quick and fast. Yeah, that was one thing I was afraid of, is countering a tank patrolling while we're in the open area. Not ideal, but it's either us or him, so. Okay, I should be done restocking now. Hope that we don't have to encounter things in front of us. Let's see, let's move in here. This might be a good spot for us to recon. And I do see M60 just to our 12. There you go. And let's call in the artillery. Yeah, I don't like that sound at all. There is a heli to our north. I wish you can just turn off your engines. We're gonna hold here for now. Gotta be a little quiet. You can hear it, and it sounds pretty darn close. Trying to be a little stealthy here. Oh, there it is. Ooh, okay. That was scary. Do hear one more. Might be the attack helicopter. Alright, so I'm gonna wait here for a bit. And we're gonna be one with the trees. Oh, I see it. Ooh, okay. Please don't see us. Oh no, shoot! Oh no, 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 no. Yep. There it is. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, that was so close. We're gonna move now. Let's move. Jeez, I do want to see the after action report on that. Surprised it didn't, or I don't want to jinx it, but it might come back to attack, so we're gonna quickly move. Ooh, not gonna lie, that was kind of intense, but we're gonna fall back. Oh, for no sights of that AH-1. And yeah, rest in peace to our other PT-76. We're gonna go back from where we came from. I think that's a good area here, unless they fly over to our lines. I'm pretty sure the AH-1s do have thermals on their helicopters, so I wouldn't be surprised if he saw us at first. But yeah, ideally you would turn off your engines so that the heat wouldn't pick up on the thermals. And here we are at our start position, and we'll park our PT-76 here, and we'll go back inside the house to grab a beer after that encounter. And there you go, you have found the enemy assembly area, and I've fallen back, and let's take a look at the after action review. Alright, so right here at the M13, the APCR did manage to hit through, but did not damage the crew inside. Eventually, so heat rounds actually do a lot of damage to the M13s, as you can see right here. As I feared, we encountered the M60 at around 689 meters, and heat round did hit him. And unfortunately, our second PT-76 was destroyed by a Sable round, not surprising right here. And eventually we knocked out the M60, and I believe it hit the crew, hit the warheads, and blew up the M60. So over here, the H1 was firing at us, and we were pretty lucky because he missed, and he aimed more towards his left, and we were lucky right here. And I'm pretty sure the H1 was limited in his rockets, so he couldn't really re-engage. And so we tried to fire back with our 7.62s, but we all missed that. Alright guys, hope you all enjoyed this mission and this video so far, and that you learned something new about the PT-76. This was quite a fun mission to do, an interesting one for sure in Gunner Heat PC. Definitely quite intense near the end with the helicopters, and we didn't want to get spotted. And that's it for this video. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video.